this is 365801 and this is another year in BL review video, otherwise known as my annual existential crisis. So welcome to the 4th annual I spent how much on BL video. I can't believe that I've been doing this for as long as I have, that I now have a 4th annual anything, but we do have. I'm also really happy because I have all of this data for the past few years and I can compare and contrast all of the years, which is what I had a lot of fun doing last year. So I'm going to be utilising my video from last year a lot in this one because I already did a lot of the analysis, which is just tickles me pink. I love all the statistics and all the numbers, and this is the kind of video that I really enjoy. I do need to caveat this, just like I did last year, and say because every single year it has only focused on the BL, once again we are only going to focus on the BL and not any of the other spending, such as my male romance spending, because that would really make me cry and it might skew the results quite a lot. So we're only focusing on the BL manga for this video. So let's just get started with 2022's spending. As usual, I'm going to go month by month, starting with January. We're going to go through what I purchased, what was BL, and then we're going to add on any digital expenditure so that we can get a total expenditure for the month and a total BL purchases for that month. Now this is in contrast to my haul videos for 2022 because I decided to do them quarterly, but because this video has always had them split up into months, and because actually I'm kind of interested and I wanted to know, I've decided to film this just the same as last year with month by month. So hopefully this is something that you can enjoy. So let's just get into it. So in January we start off the year strong with 2 volumes of print manga, and they came to a total of £18.38. I didn't have any digital expenditure, so that is the total for the month as well. When it comes to February, I had an even better month. In fact, I had almost, it was at 6.5, almost 7 weeks of a no-buy time. So February was completely no-buy. So I had 0 volumes, and obviously that cost me nothing at all. Unfortunately, that did mean that I wanted to spend a lot more in March, and there was quite a lot of expenditure in March as well. So in March I had 16 volumes of BL manga or graphic novels together, and that came to a total of £126.38. But I also purchased 2 digital titles. That was Yagi the Bookshop Goat and The Night Beyond the Tri-Cornered Window Volume 10, and that was £5.47. So added together it is £131.85, which is quite a lot considering the previous 2 months' expenditure. Moving on to April, and in April I had 5 volumes of manga / graphic novels that had a BL in them, or were kind of BL adjacent with thigh high there, and that came to £41.24, and I had no digital expenditure for that month. Now on to May, and May is my birthday month, so I did actually get some vouchers, some Amazon vouchers, that kind of thing. So some of the money that I spent during this month didn't necessarily feel like it was my own, and that I was supposed to spend it anyway on myself, on, you know, getting something nice. In May I picked up 18 volumes, so it's the most so far, and the physical cost was £100.54, so quite a lot, but not as much physically as March. However, However, there was some digital expenditure. I purchased some Futekia, a 6-month subscription that was on a special, and so I paid £12.52 for that. I got some lesson coins, and I also purchased the second year of a Humble bundle with yaoi titles. Some of them were actually ones I had already purchased with the previous Humble bundle, but I still wanted to support that, and that was £19.05. So that's how much it came out in pounds. So I had a total for May of £142.09, which is actually quite a lot. Now, if we move on to June, I was pretty good again in June, and I only picked up 6 volumes of either manga or graphic novels, and that came to £39.18. However, I did also pick up 3 volumes of digital BL, and that was Would You Like to Be a Family, Don't Call Me Dirty, and Glass Syndrome. They came to a total of £4.75 though, so pretty good deals. And so my total for June was £43.95. Now, I've got to say the next 3 months, I'm pretty proud of myself in terms of my expenditure as well as just general life. So July, I only had 4 volumes of either BL manga or graphic novels, and that was £31.98. In August, I picked up 7 volumes. They all came to a total of £45.22. So pretty good for the 7 volumes. And in September, I only picked up 6 volumes. So 6 volumes, and they came to £53.80. So a little bit more of an expensive month compared to August in terms of the average price of each volume. But still pretty good. No digital expenditure for those 3 months. Now, I really do feel like I'm either feast or famine. very, very rarely keeping it low. So October, my seal was burst. I needed to spend. In October, I picked up 12 volumes of physical BL, either manga or graphic novels, and that came to a total of £90.57, but no digital expenditure, so pretty good. In November, I picked up 9 volumes physically, and that came to a total of £56.41. I also picked up some digital titles, Dekoboko Bittersweet Days, and Our Not So Lonely Travel Guide, volumes 2 and 3. I already had volume 1 from a previous year, and that was £5.02. So pretty good deals. I'm picking up some Tokyopop titles when they are cheap on sale on Amazon. So every once in a while, I'll check the top 100 yaoi BL mangas, and that will let me know if there's any on sale, and that's usually the best time to buy them. However, I also picked up some digital from Lesson. That was £4.99, and this is a slightly unfortunate thing. I missed out on cancelling my Futekia subscription to take advantage of the fantastic deal that was going on, and my subscription automatically renewed before I could get a chance to change it, and so I ended up getting my Futekia subscription for the next 6 months at £25.91. I must remember in May to avoid that happening again. But that does mean that my total for November is £92.33, which is more than I wanted it to be. So because of November's extra expenditure, I really wanted to limit my December one, and I picked up 6 volumes, and I got all 6 volumes for only £21.48. So a pretty good month in terms of the expenditure, and no digital expenditure at all. So of course it is now time to look at the 2022 spending overview, where I have a quick look at each of the different months, and as you can see, in some of the months I did spend over £100, but on average that wasn't the case, and it was usually around the £50 mark, which is actually pretty good. I'm quite pleased about that. And altogether, my total came to, drumroll please, £712.87. Of course, in America, that is $882.19. And it's really worth looking at the comparison for all of the different years previously. That is a massive, massive difference between the previous 3 years. So as you can see, in 2019 it was £1,311, in 2020 it was £1,219, in 2021 it went down to £1,095, so it was a drop each year, roughly around £100. And all of a sudden in 2022 it's dropped by £300 down to 712. That is absolutely amazing, a huge drop, and I'm really, really pleased about it. Now, of course, we want to start looking at what I got for that £712, and it was 91 print volumes. I also picked up 8 digital volumes, so together it was 99 volumes, but when I compare and contrast previous years, I generally tend to look at the print only, and so for that it was 91 volumes of print BL manga. So in comparison to the previous years, it is quite a difference, I'd have to say. When it comes to 2019, I got 172 volumes, then in 2020 it was 179, in 2021 it was 118 volumes, and of course this year it's 91 volumes. But when I come to think about how much I spent in 2021, that's almost £300 of a difference, and it's only around, what, 27 volumes? So that seems really expensive for the number of volumes extra. It wasn't terribly much. So I think it might be worth looking at, once again, the average cost of a volume. Before we do that though, I do think it's worth celebrating once again that I have once again finished 2 out-of-print publishers. They are completed, and I have been able to complete those collections, and I have picked up every volume from those out-of-print publishers. Another 2 is absolutely fantastic, a real pat on the back for me. That does mean that I have over 1,270 BL manga in my collection. I've been trying to keep up to date with my database a bit more than previous years, and I did have to input my latest haul, and so I know that it is it's over this number, but it's not over by too much. So 1,270 BL manga is pretty amazing. So if we go back to the average cost of all of those manga and we look at the previous years, we can see there is a bit of fluctuation. It's not massively different, but in 2019 the average cost was £7.62. In 2020 it was £6.81, so it dropped, and then in 2021 it was £7.63. But for this year, it's dropped again, and it is back down to £6.87, which is also very, very good. It's really nice to see that it's dropped down again, and that the average cost of each of the volumes wasn't more than £6.99, which I will discuss in a bit. Before that though, let's take a look at the most expensive volume of manga that I purchased this year, and that was Kiss All the Boys Volume 3, and I paid £18.16. Quite a chunk of that was actually shipping, but that's still a really good price for what I got, because it was not only completing the series, but also completing the full publisher, and so it was worth it. It was worth it for me. It was worth the peace of mind. So and also a lot less expensive than last year's most expensive title. So I think that's a really good one. Once again, a pat on the back from all of my good searches, I think, around the internet to get a good bargain. Now, the least expensive volume that I picked up was Boy Princess, and that was volume 5, and I did pick that up for £2.65. So I am still on the lookout for some older out-of-print titles that are BL adjacent, and I'm looking for bargains just as much for the cheap ones as I am for the more expensive. Now, for the last few years, I have given myself the challenge of trying to limit the number of volumes I bring into the collection to 7 print volumes a month, which would be really good if I could manage it. But that would make a maximum of 84 volumes. And so I am actually quite pleased that 91 isn't massively far away from 84, so I'm getting so much closer. So I'm really feeling positive about the fact that in some of the months I didn't get 7, and in fact the majority of the months I didn't pick up 7, and it was only a few months where I went over 7, and a couple of months where I went massively over 7. I also gave myself the challenge of limiting my spend to roughly around £200 to £300 a year. I've been doing that for a few years. I get nowhere near that, but I am significantly closer than I was in the previous 3 years. And that also includes any digital spend as well. I think all in all, looking at my numbers across the year in terms of how many books I picked up and how many months I spent less than £50, I'm actually incredibly pleased. I also try to limit my digital spending more by trying to pick up the bargains, especially even for the Leshin and Futekia. It was very much like, when are they selling coins cheaply? When can I get my subscription cheaper? And unfortunately I missed out in November, and I could have saved myself £12 or £14, and that would have taken me below the 700 into the 600s, and I would have been so pleased with that. It would have been really fantastic. So I do need to keep an eye out for some of the bargains for things digitally, and limit my digital spending just as much as I'm trying to limit my physical spending. But overall, I am so pleased with this year. 2022 has been a difficult year in personally, but in terms of my collection, I have added some amazing titles. I still managed to get 2 out of print publishers completed. I added on 91 physical volumes to my collection, but I spent significantly less. My average cost per volume is lower. All in all, everything is just really so much more positive than last year. I feel so happy about it compared to last year. And I think I need to keep that momentum going forward. So I am going to once again give myself the challenge of only bringing in a maximum of 7 volumes of print BL manga. This is very specific. 7 print BL volumes maximum per month, which of course would make it 84 volumes for the year. The other thing that I'm going to do is try and limit my spending once again, but I'm going to be really specific this time and give myself a specific spending limit per month. And that is because when I average my physical spending to the print volumes, it averages around £60 a month that I spent in 2022, and I would like to reduce that a bit further to averaging £50 a month. And I think that's a really good number, because when I was working full-time, in my head I was thinking you could budget around £50. I'm not doing that, so I really need to budget. So I'm thinking £50 a month is what I'm going to allow myself, which would give me a £600. So instead of saying I'm going to try and aim for £200 to £300, which it seems a bit silly, I am going to try and aim for £600 budget for the year. And that's quite achievable if I purchase books at the £6.87 average. Now I can get £6.99 fairly new Sublime titles through Blackwell's when they do the sales. So I could actually be picking up new titles that I don't own from some BL publishers at 7 volumes at £6.99 is £49 or £48. So it's actually below the £50 mark. So I could, in theory, get 7 volumes maximum for £50 maximum per month and have a £600 limit maximum spend for next year, so 2023. So that is my challenge for myself. I'm feeling a lot more positive about my BL collection. I do not want to think about my Audible, my KU, my physical spending on male romance, because if I do total all of that up, and I have got a wee sort of running total, it's going to feel really sad to look at the numbers. So hopefully that doesn't impact too much on my spending, but it is something that I'm maybe not willing to look at just yet. I'm going to just take the positives from this. So thanks for watching this. I hope you found it interesting. Once again, I hope everyone, you know, takes this as, this is just my personal way of doing this. This is not yours. You don't need to. I don't say that anyone should be spending money. I'm not saying that you should feel bad for spending money. The numbers don't have any impact on you. It's just for me that I'm doing this, and I hope that you find that it's interesting, especially when I compare and contrast previous years. This is something that I've been doing now for 4 years, and it is the first year that I feel really positive about it. So please show me some love in the comments down below. Let me know if you do this as well, if you're keeping a running total, or if you just don't want to. And that's also, putting your head in the sand is totally fine as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is the first in a little series of my reviews. I have been doing some reviews of 2022. So yeah, look out for the next video. So if you want to, subscribe and it'll like notify you when the next video is up. Like, comment, share, all of that good stuff. Thanks so much for watching. I'm 365801 and I make videos about BL manga, yaoi, BL romance, and all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.